Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Unhuntables with myself and Grosey Coin Hunts.
Hello.
So it's been a little while since we did one of these because we've had mint trips and other things coming out, and then it was a little tricky to sync up our diaries, but we're making extra efforts, and Grosey's a little bit unwell, so sympathies to Grosey at the moment, and thank you for powering through and getting this bit done.
That's fine. There might be a bit of muting for the odd cough here and there.
If you could mute it, that'd be amazing. I don't want to edit your coughs out.
I can, so yeah, I will give you that luxury today.
Yeah, but we
Any
have...
other weeks, I'll give you more editing to do.
Just remember, we record your bit after mine. If you're horrible to me, I'm going to be even worse to you. But no, we obviously had very big news since we last recorded the Unhuntables. 2023 mintage figures came out, which is very, very exciting. Obviously, mintage figures are confirmation of what the mint has struck for circulation in that year. So from the circulating denominations, we now know what was struck in 2023, and there was some very surprising bits of information that were released in that, wasn't there?
There was, yeah. I did a video about it at the time. I did my live reaction to seeing the mintage figures. It was sort of expectedly unexpected, if that makes sense. So I knew that whatever the mintage figures were, it was going to be like a momentous year for mintage figures. But yeah, they were still surprising to see, you know, all of the denominations mintage figures and how rare some of them are.
Yeah. So I think the top one we've got to cover is that Atlantic salmon, 200,000 minted. It's that was much lower than I was expecting. I know I've spoken a bit about this, but we had a bit more time to sort of to think through these mintage figures, and 200,000 is absolutely crazily low, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna bring that point up again in a big digression, so we'll go through the different denominations first. But yeah, it is an unbelievably low mintage figure for a definitive coin.
Yeah, it's worth pointing out though, obviously, that these are definitive coins, so potentially designs that will be minted in successive years, just like the Shield design was, just like the Britannia was. We don't know yet whether there will be a 2024 circulating one, or potentially 2025, 2026, if they'll end up in humongous numbers like we have seen in previous years with the Shield design. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. But no, 200,000 is bonkers in terms of a mintage figure. But we'll go through them now. So if we start with obviously the £2 coin and the 2 pence will roll together, being designs that were not struck for circulation. It's a bit of a shame, isn't it, that we've missed out on two denominations.
It is, and again, once you've gone through the other denominations, I want to go back to that point. So yeah,
because obviously the only way to get the 2023 £2 and 2 pence would be to have bought the 2023 sets, given that none are going to go into circulation.
Yeah.
So you won't be able to make a full circulating set, even if you broke out your 2023 ones from the albums. They're going to have those Privy marks, which obviously differentiates the ones that are in the sets to the ones that were minted for circulation. So yeah, I think it's a shame.
Someone on Facebook or wherever that had taken a Privy marked £2 and sort of sanded it down to get a Privy mark. And then polished it up again, and it actually looked quite good.
But there we go.
But yeah.
There we go. But again, who knows whether we'll ever see this £2 coin, because naturally we know the 2020-2021 Britannia £2 were struck for circulation and haven't seemingly turned up in circulation so far. So there is obviously a backlog of £2 coins waiting at the Royal Mint to go out into circulation, and until we start seeing those, I don't think we've got any chance of these new £2 coins being struck for circulation.
Yeah.
But wait and see. Coming down then, £1 coin. So earlier in the year they announced, was it just under 3 million or just under 4 million that were released?
Just under 3, I think. Yeah, just under 3.
Just under 3 million were released into circulation. At the time I said, I'm not sure this could just be the first tranche, like they did with the Diversity Bill Britain 50p. Announced, was it 2.5 million, 2.4 million, whatever it was, and then the mintage figure ended up massively exceeding that for the rest of the year, and it's exactly what we saw with the pound coin, with just over 10 million being minted for circulation. But is one of the few I have found, because I've recently put out my £1 coin hunts, which was quite an exciting thing to do, and exciting to actually find it.
Definitely. No, I saw that. That was great fun. It's nice to finally see some variety, albeit limited variety, in the pound coins.
And although with a mintage figure of 10 million, it's not an exciting one to find now.
Yeah, it's gonna probably be quite common, quite easy to find every now and
Yeah,
then.
obviously not at the moment because again they're still entering circulation, filtering through. So there's a good chance that lots of people haven't seen them yet. But I think given time, once they've managed to circulate around the country, you will readily find those 2023 Bs in your change. Yeah, we'll skip the 50p because we've already covered that. 20p then, just over 500,000 of those. That's again a very low mintage, isn't it?
I think especially with these, as we get onto these lower denominations, even though the mintage figure is higher than the 50p, as an overall proportion of all the 20p's in circulation, I think that's actually proportionately lower than even the salmon is, if that makes sense.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know how many 50p's are in circulation compared to say 20p's. You would think there should be more 20p's because
that's right.
you need more of the smaller denominations, don't you?
Yeah. So I think that as a percentage of all of the coins, that's actually unbelievably low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Unlike, oh no, we haven't done the 10p first. 10p with the Capicali. I always worry that I'm mispronouncing that. That creature on it. 600,000. So again, not a million miles off the 20p, but quite a bit more than an individual alphabet 10p though.
Yeah, I think it will probably, in terms of scarcity, end up being, if you like, another alphabet 10p.
Yeah. So if you found one of these 10p's or 20p's, would you be keeping it?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. I think those two are definitely keepers, 100%.
There we go.
Yeah.
Then we dropped to the 5 pence, much higher, so 32.4 million.
I think the demand with 5p's is still up to date because we've seen every year that's been struck from 2022 we've seen in circulation, so there's not much of a backlog in the long store, I don't think.
I see what you mean. Makes me wonder why, because like again, I've always been surprised, having worked in retail and retail banking. £2 coins are like gold dust. They are the handy denomination between the pound coin and that £5 note, and it was always having £5 notes or £2 coins in a till when I used to work in newsagents was really, really handy, and they would always fly out and always have none left by the end of the day.
Think
whereas 5p's, who's spending them?
But do you think that that's the problem? That's the point, that no one spends a 5p. You get a 5p in your change, it just goes in the change jar, never to be seen again.
I guess so.
£2,
but then that's not reflected. That's not reflected in the 2 pence not being minted, though.
Oh, actually, I suppose that that the 5p you'd expect that there'd be demand if people were keeping it. Oh, no, sorry. I think that is right. What I'm trying to say.
No, yeah, I understand what you mean. Yeah, the denominations like the penny, for example, they say only gets spent 3 times before it ends up in a money pot or down the back of the sofa or something. But again, the penny's got very low mintage, 600,000. The 2 pence wasn't. So why so low on the penny and no 2 pences if that's the story?
Do you reckon it's because they did an absolute surplus in 2021 with that?
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that could be a very good
might be what
rationale. Yeah, but
because with the £2 as well, people probably don't hoard the £2. They probably get the £2 and then spend it straight away, or cash it in, so they all end up back at the cash centre.
I guess so, potentially. That's one explanation. I'd love to know the answer, because again, like I said, the £2 was a denomination very much in demand when I was working at all, which was many years ago now. But it surprises me that it would drop off. The only thing I can think of is that the pound coin is now, it's one of, if not the most secure coin in circulation, given its security features. So is there a preference to make more pound coins rather than £2 coins, given the amount of fakes that we see as well?
I suppose you can make £2 with you can make £2 with 2 £1.
Yeah.
Whereas you can't make £1 with £2.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So it's a more secure denomination. There seems to be less fakes about with the I keep going to call it the new pound coin, but it's really not new anymore. But the pound coin is so much more secure. Maybe that's the preference, is to make pound coins rather than £2 coins. I don't know.
Yeah.
We obviously neither of us know the answer. We can speculate as we will. But I guess we're a little bit along from the mintage figures come out. I'm already chomping at the bit, waiting for 2024's mintage figures.
Me too.
But that's the thing is, there was some news circulating that no circulating coins had been ordered by the Treasury in 2024 for circulation, which I think would be quite surprising because, as I keep saying, back in January of this year, if you can cast your mind back that far,
yeah,
when we went to the Royal Mint Experience, they were bagging up 2p coins, or what they said was 2p coins.
Yeah. So I think we saw them striking coins in 2024, didn't we? For circulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not so quite sure about that, and that puts my mind at rest because we did cover it. But part of that, the wider story, that was the Royal Mint very much shifting around their business, dropping down to 1 or 2 or 3 minting machines to keep up with circulating demand of coinage for the UK. So it makes me think maybe that's not quite true. I did say at the time that potentially this is, I don't know, a story from an employee that's got half of a story. They're looking at multiple different plans, and this is the only plan that this employee has seen, and that's what has been leaked. Whereas that might not be actually what's happening. So fingers crossed, because we want coins in circulation, because that's what makes coin hunting exciting and brings new people into the hobby.
So that does beg the question, just to bring up what I was going to say before, is, do you know we've had the conversation previously where the mintage figures are saying 2020 they did loads of shields, or 2019 loads of shields and no commemoratives, etc. And then we came to the conclusion, well, the mint doesn't really, do circulating coins for coin collectors, etc. It begs the question, if you're minting 200,000 or 600,000 pennies or whatever, is that really demand, or is the motivation for that just because it's the new definitives and it's a sort of interesting point of history? Yeah,
so I think I'm in two minds of it. So the Royal Mint makes coins for circulation for the purpose of being transactional. There's obviously an element of when governments or Rishi Sunak pushes through one design and demands or requests that it be minted for circulation specifically. I name him because we know that he has in the past. So the Chancellor can have some say in, we want to put these commemoratives into circulation. But then again, I also do get the impression from people I've spoken at the Royal Mint at these events and whatnot that they would be very keen, if they could, to circulate all the different commemorative designs, but it doesn't seem quite in their control to do so.
Yeah.
And again, I would love to know definitively. I know we know the order comes from the Treasury. The Treasury tells the Mint what denominations they're going to make, but we still don't know the answer. Who decides of that 10 million coin order, how they chop up definitives versus commemoratives? And I would love to know the answer to that, because then then we know who we need to petition to.
I think there are 2 theories that I can possibly think of. One of those theories is that they have done these low mintage figures just because of, well, not necessarily low, but they've released some to try and, because it's the new definitives, etc. They want to put them out there. It's a newsworthy sort of thing. Or whereas there's not necessarily much demand, because realistically, if you needed another 200,000 50p's, you'd probably just do an extra 200,000 coronations, right?
Yeah, because again, it's less than the lifespan of a die as well. The die can strike up to 500,000 coins. So you're doing less than half the lifespan of a die, and again, you're investing time, effort, money, resources in making that die. You would think you'd use it to completion. Yeah.
And whoever came up with this theory, I give them credit, because it certainly wasn't me. It might have been you, actually. I think it was you, actually. The fact that the annual sets didn't come out until, was it about September, October last year?
Yeah.
So that would have only given them about 2 or 3 months to strike them for circulation. So maybe they needed, or they had an order from the Treasury for like 10 million 50p's, but they were only able to strike 200,000 by the end of the year, such that there's actually, if it was any other time in the year, there would have just been 10 million. But actually, it was just the fact that New Year came, right at the beginning of their striking process.
Maybe. And that's not one of my theories, but again...
I'm sure I heard that from you. maybe not.
I don't know. Maybe I've used it, but again, the thing I've said is, could this be the future of circulating coinage in such low quantities potentially? Given that we are using less and less cash, it's quite a scary prospect. But we're going to continue this conversation over on Groseys' channel, so head on over there. We'll return in my video to see what coins we found today. Okay then, a very good result to be fair. I found 40 from the year 2000 towards my world record, the most coins in a collection from the same year. Coins from the year 2000. 2 from Jersey. I wasn't checking the dates to be fair. 1990, what is that? 3? 93 annoyingly is the key date we want to find on the UK ones, and then 1990 for this other Jersey one. We've got this one from the Isle of Man, the Windsurfer, 1991 that looks like. A lovely Gibraltarian, a Barbary ape, wonderful design, that one from 2001. We also got this one from, is it Croatia, 1999, 20 Lipa. We often find those, is it a 2 kuna, 10 kuna, something like that, coin on the 10p hunts from the same place. And then this one's really cool, 2008, 10 cents from Bermuda. How cool is that? Travelled all the way from Bermuda to make its way into circulation in the UK. Very, very interesting. Then a couple of interesting areas. We'll go for this one first. I don't think this is quite as interesting. Just missing of the word. It's obviously worn off. It's not been rubbed off because it looks like it's nice and clean. It hasn't got signs of wear. I guess that bit of the die has just been worn away or broken. And then this one is quite cool. You can see there's lots of sort of weird sort of outliney stuff. The letters are all very blobby and not very clear. So that is a die that has been very, very worn. The reverse is alright other than a bit of a blob in the P. But no, very, very cool finds. Well, Grosey's got his work cut out if he wants to beat me, so head over to his channel to see what it is that he has found. Of course, I forgot to mention at the start of the video, I realised that everything that we're looking for is down in the description of this video. So if you want to see the list of all the key dates for the UK coins we're looking for, that's all down there. As usual, you'll find links to my coin collecting Discord server down in the description too, if you'd like to come and join my Discord server with myself and a bunch of other coin collectors there. There's also links to my other social media channels, the PO Box just if you want to write into me, and of course a link to the Britannia Coin Company's YouTube channel, the company I work for as my day job, so please check them out too. All it leaves me to do now though is thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye.